This is a three-card tarot for September 1st, 2019. It's Sunday, leading us into the week. As you can see, let me explain the three sections. The middle section is the mood. That's how everything's going to go. The card to the left is love and or relationships, relating to people or love. The card to the far right is work or employment. Now, the High Priestess runs everything. But one of the main things the High Priestess does, depending on who you are, is to bring you back to yourself. We know that as twin flames. Now again, in third dimension, sometimes it doesn't go as the way we wish, but believe me, your twin flame still has a strong presence and purpose in your life. Whether you get along or not, you are not limited to third dimension. In fact, third dimension is a matrix, and that's why they call it a ma-trick. Now, your soulmate also has a plan in your journey. And a lot of people have more than one soulmate. You have a soul tribe, a soul family. Now, if you know astrology, you've been keeping up on astrology for the last 2 to 3 years, the astrological sign of Leo has been going through a lot. A lot. But again, this is part of Leo's journey and his plan for the universe. So now, coming out of Leo's month, which is pretty much August 2019, we now enter September. And along with that, all kind of messages have been being given. Many messages. Strange coincidences, strange words, strange names. I've had a few clients with the exact same birth date as me. All kind of strange stuff. One of these clients is just awakening to a psychic calling. And I believe it was the last Aquarius moon. And I believe that was a full moon. I didn't even know that my soulmate who I work with had returned back to the job. And I just happened to see her on that Aquarius full moon. And that was actually the best conversation she and I ever had. And I wrote a song about her almost a year earlier. And the name of the song was Aquarius No. Saying I want to know what this is all about, basically. And then, lo and behold, I was on a blood moon, a blood Aquarius moon in 2018. And then on a full Aquarius moon in 2019. That's when we finally had a conversation without all the strange stuff we was taking each other through. So this 3-card tarot is the High Priestess letting you know she's reigniting this situation. And I'll show you how by the cards. My natal chart is in perfect sync with these 3 cards and the astrological signs. This is why you need your birth natal chart. It's going to hold everything together with what you're going through in this life. And it's in perfect sync with the transit chart. It's just like a computer system. And you know how humans are. Humans just get silly. They want to pick and choose, and that's where they make their biggest mistakes. It's always been that way. They never want to listen to spirit. They always want to pick and choose. And you cut off your hand or whatever to satisfy your foot or something. I know to keep things in order. Everything's done for a reason. Nothing is accidental or coincidental. So the high priestess has reappeared at the beginning of September 2019 to let you know what's about to happen. And she's not the only one. Ironically, for months, I couldn't get my different astrologers to agree. And now they're all saying basically the same thing. Go to the left, the star card means hope. The high priestess is letting you know in a relationship sector there is hope. But Aquarius plays a main locations on my chart is Aquarius energy. And that's the star card. Like I said, the high priestess does a lot. She actually runs everything, whether people know that or not. It's the high priestess that sends the fool on his journey and then made the 21 cards of the major arcana. In other words, the fool wouldn't be walking blindly over the cliff with that dog if he didn't have full faith in the high priestess that sent him. So that's your major arcana because of the high priestess. So she's letting you know she's maneuvering hope or energy. Because remember, Aquarius is also shocking. And it was shocking to see somebody back in uniform who I thought left. And not only was that shocking, she wasn't in the same uniform that she used to wear. She is in a different color. I didn't even know who she was. When I walked up to her, I was just saying, hey, welcome to the job or whatever. And then I looked, it was her. I started laughing. And I don't think she ever saw me laugh like that before because I thought it was so funny. And that was the best conversation she and I ever had. That's all Uranus, Aquarius, shocking. Electricity, chemistry. Libra also plays a major part on my birth natal chart. It's in the 5th house with Mars, Libra is, and then in the 7th house of relationship is Sagittarius. But Sagittarius is kind of, you want a Sagittarius in the 7th house because Sagittarius is a little bit more mature, a little bit more stable. In fact, if you know your Archangel cards, Raguel is Sagittarius energy and he holds the 2 scales, just like Libra does. And Raguel is called the friend of God. In other words, that's a good friend. My best friend lives out in California and she's a Sagittarius. And we've been best friends since 1994. So these are all signs. But this person, the biggest sign I'll leave you with is when I first met her. I was on my way to that job to start my first day of work, and a yellow jacket bee kept flying on my car and following my car. Now, a couple of days ago, went to the doctor's office and I saw a guy in the doctor's office who the pastor of the temple I used to go to, when she decided she no longer wanted to be pastor because of her age, she anointed this guy pastor. Now, the funny thing about this guy is about 16 to 18 years before she anointed him, he used to be a telemarketer with me at this job I used to have. And him used to always hang out at his house, which is literally right around the corner from that temple. So how they say it's a small world. Like if you were told that guy in 2001, we're both going to be members of the same temple and you're going to be anointed pastor of it, he probably laughed in my face. But that's exactly what happened. And the last time I met him, when I found all this out, because I had stopped going to the temple, it was in that same doctor's office. This is all the grace of God, the power of the universe. And then I went a few days ago and he was in it again. And it was the anniversary of the pastor because she's no longer alive. And the pastor has the same exact first name as my twin flame. That's why I know this whole Dorian storm, all that. I talked about it on my other channel, which is a prophecy channel. That's why I know this is big. But I also know this is going to have a major effect on the Dominican Republic. one way or another. So when I was coming home from the doctor's office, that's when I stopped at a stop sign and looked, and there was that yellow jacket, and I already knew that was a message about the soulmate who I work with, who had left the job and has come back. And when she came the first time, it was really a lot of dreams. Me and her used to talk to each other through dreams, and everybody was guaranteeing this is the one, even on a natal chart. Like Terry Nassan is probably one of the biggest astrologers, best in the world. She's in the top 3, and she said this is the one. And I've been hearing that over and over again. This is the one. This is the one. This is the one. And then I see it all over again. This is the one. So once again, the high priestess is back to let you know, yeah. So she's sending energy or whatever you want to call it. She deals with your dreams, but she also deals with the moon and the high priestess. A lot of people don't know the high priestess also deals with Virgo, but she can do that through the Empress. Not with Virgo, with Venus. She can do that through the Empress. Card number 3. Tarot card number 3. She's number 2, the high priestess. Now, so she's letting you know she's reinvigorating the energy as well as the chemistry in the relationship sector with the star card. But now the work sector is to the far right. Injustice is sitting there. Now, why is this important to what I'm trying to tell you? Because both my soulmate and I, we tend to have that. We tend to have that. And that justice card has always been around. Because even that justice card connects to Durga and the lion, or Durga and the tiger. And remember, the tiger has the same yellow black specks as that bumblebee. You even see the yellow and the black in that card, the justice card. Now, just so you know a little history, Durga brought justice back to the world because evil had taken over it. So the gods had to make a god that evil couldn't kill, because any other god, evil could defeat it. So they made Durga and the lion, or Durga and the tiger, to take out evil. And that I learned about Durga through my soulmate who I worked with back in 2018 when I got that job. So when you understand numerology in your tarot cards, you have the strength card, which is number 8. But that's the woman and the lion, just like Durga and the lion. And remember, I'm a Leo. Then, but on some cards, it's number 11. It's not number 8 on some cards. It's number 11. So now that's Libra. Now in my 5th house, ruled by Leo, you have Libra. So that's how all this works out. It'll always be in sync for the most part. It's just that people have to believe in it and don't just use astrology for bubblegum astrology. You have to learn how to let astrology do what it's supposed to. Your birth chart, astrology. When you do that, that's when you see the greatness of the universe. Otherwise, what you're going to have is bubblegum astrology and wishy-washy stuff. It's not going to be concrete. So justice card can bring a calmness or a civility. But it's almost like people have to make decisions. And sometimes they don't want to. Like somebody may look at you and say, he's the type of guy I would like to be with. But like I said, this is third dimensional, and they get caught up on third dimensional reasons why that could never happen. So that's why you have so many people sleeping together, but not being together, not really being together. Or if they are, they're still effing around with other people and all kind of goofy stuff. And you have to be careful, because if you really know the high priestess, she can do that too. The high priestess can bring you to a real lasting relationship, but she can also bring you to those type of relationships too. You have to really get to know the high priestess, and remember, a lot of her is secrets and mysteries. So in the work sector, she's letting you know she's bringing. See, Libra is a little bit more mental. Like he has a strong concept of fairness and what's substantial and stuff like that. So High Priestess has to work on him with her intuition, saying lighten up a little bit, lighten up a little bit. Everything doesn't have to be so rigid. Because justice also means balance, and justice can mean two, and just gotta understand all this. Cause like I said, with this person I work with, we put each other through a lot, even though we haven't talked to each other a lot. But we have put each other through a lot. But there was always a respect between us, and kind of you could tell both of us which we talk more and stuff like that. You already knew that. It just never happened. And when she quit, or when she left, I really don't know if she quit or whatever. But either way, she left. Um, she came back. It was a long time we hadn't seen each other, and then she walked in, and it's kind of funny. So she walked in, she kind of made sure she spoke to me, which was definitely not her personality. Like when she used to work there, she would have never did that. It was just funny. So ever since then, it's been our communication has been improving. It was like filling each other out and stuff like that. I think it was something else. Yeah, I wanted to do the numerology on the cards and see what number we get. Give me a moment. Star card is number 17. That's 1 and 7, which makes it card number 8 when you add the numbers up like it's supposed to. High Priestess is number 2, 8, and 2. And that's interesting in itself. Is 1 is 10, but that's 1 and 0, 1. And that's always like a reset. 1 and 0 is like an ending, but it becomes 1 again. And that's what's going on. Two people that were kind of talking in 28 got away from each other, and now it's kind of being rekindled, especially after the full Aquarius moon that I think occurred last month. Last month, if I'm not mistaken. And you see the Aquarius card right there to the left. Now the Justice card is number 8, which gives you 9. Now remember, 9 is the Hermit card or Virgo energy. And remember, all this is going down now under Virgo full moon. And so now the only two other things we want to do, tarot card number 9. Give me a moment. The Hermit, 9. which I just said that a couple of less than 2 minutes ago. And for numerology, and just how astrology works, this could even be telling you something about the ninth, because they already said something that's going to happen around the 8th and the 9th of this month. So, angel number 9 means that your life path and soul mission means you're going to be of service to humanity through the use of your natural skills and talents. Look to ways to serve others in a positive and uplifting way. 9 is also Sagittarius. Like I said, that's more stable of a relationship. This and angel number 9 could mean it's time to end the phase, a situation, relationship that is no longer serving you in a positive way. But that also means, like I said, it's a new moon. If you're ending something, also means you're beginning something else. Rest assured that new will enter your life and will enhance your benefit, your life and lifestyle in many ways. All right. And then finally, the Hermit card can mean soul searching, because in a spread like this, that's more like soulmate stuff. So I'm just going to double check the numbers, and then that'll be the end of this video. 17 is 8, 8 and 2 is 10 or 1, 1 and 7. Yeah, 1 and 7 is 8. So yeah, that's the strength card. The 8 is the strength card. So I'm going to do it one more time. 1 and 7 is 8. 8 and 2 is 10. That becomes 1. And then 1 and 7 again is 8. So even 17 is 17. And even that's interesting. Because even that's a big number. That's kind of close to me. It's 17, 17. No, the Justice card is 8. Alright. But it's Libra. That's why I keep hearing 7 in my head, because it's Libra. So Libra would be 7. But the Justice card itself is 8. So it is a 9. So that's the Hermit. But that's like soul. The Hermit is about soul searching. But like I said, if the Hermit card comes up in a relationship spread, it's like it's telling you soulmate. Soulmate. Because it's soul searching, soulmate. And like I said, what people have to understand, whenever you're dealing with, whether y'all get along or whatever, if you're dealing with anybody that's your twin soul or your twin flame, y'all are still one. It's just that y'all don't get along in third dimension. That's all that means. But it's still like, if y'all could get past the silly stuff, the tricks and all that foolishness, y'all would be surprised how close y'all are. And that's a lot of that's like the soulmate. That's like if you ever watch two people, see they get away from the public and they just by themselves, and then when they by themselves, they let the guard down. They're way more affectionate and way more whatever. But as soon as they get back around people, then they go back into the same stupid personalities they carry out every day. Then they're less communicative, less willing to see if you smile, less willing to make eye contact with you and stuff like that. And I know because I was on a date before where that happened. Me and this person was on a date and it was great, romantic. We saw like a full moon, a shooting star. Like we saw all that stuff on one date. It was a beautiful date until we came back to the hood. Soon as my car tires hit the hood, that female changed, and I could feel it. I said, soon as we got back here, your energy changed. And she said, well, look where we're at. I said, you can't blame the neighborhood. I said, don't blame the neighborhood for how you choose to act. And so that whole relationship just went down the tubes, But when we were nowhere near this area, it was like totally two different people. So I know that's how it goes. So people say, so what should you do? Should you get away? I mean, I don't know. You guys gotta do whatever you want. Some of you guys are like you're addicted to love, like a crack addict is to crack. Like to me, I'm more chill. Like I let shit work itself out sometimes. Like I don't like. It seems like everywhere I go, I'm solving a problem. Sometimes you just gotta chill and let things work itself out. Because I'm a firm believer, if it's meant to be, who could stop it? If somebody really wants to be with you, who could stop it? And I remember the good old days when you could come home and it would just be a female waiting for you at the crib. You're going, how the hell did she get in? Like who let her in and shit? So I know how when somebody really wants to be with you, nobody can really stop that. I'll end this video with this. I have a friend from when I was 8 years old. No, I mean in the 8th grade. So that means I was about 13 years old. So this is a friend of mine, a female friend. Is a white girl with red hair, a little skinny white girl with freckles with red hair. That was my friend when I was like 12 years old or something. Do you know how long ago that was? Do you know how many decades ago that was? And she still contacted me through classmates.com. That bugged me out. So when somebody wants to connect, nobody's really gonna be able to stop that. So I'm more. I let the universe do its thing. I do mine, and it's a level of maturity that comes with this too. But that comes with age. Like wisdom comes with age, because you gotta ask yourself, are you really ready for it? Are you really ready for it? Are you really ready for that? Because if you're not, then don't waste somebody else's time. But my coworker, who this card spread is about that you're looking at, got nothing but the utmost respect for her. I like talking to her. I'm glad she and I had that great conversation. But I take one day at a time, because the astrologers were saying it's Tuesday. It's Sunday right now. The first Tuesday in September is allegedly supposed to be a big day, and that's funny because that's the first day I returned back to work, and I don't know if she's on the schedule or not. So that's it for now. That was this read. I'm out.